Hi, I'm Mrs. Spademan. I'm the Head of Business and I'm here to tell you about our GCSE Business Studies course. The exam board that we use is OCR and the course consists of 2 units, Unit 1 and Unit 2. Both of those units are then split into sub-units. So in terms of where students have gone so far, each student have actually had a learning journey and they've got this glued in their books so you're able to see where they're at. In year 10 they studied Unit 2, which is the green, and we're currently studying Unit 1 again. They did briefly visit this in year 9, but we're recapping and our plan is to actually go back to Unit 2 as well this year. So they'll be able to have a recap of both. The PPE that they will be doing is based on mainly Unit 2, 2/3 of the paper will be on Unit 2 and 1/3 of the paper will be on Unit 1. In terms of Unit 1, it will be on business activity only. That is the content that students have covered so far this year. In terms of preparing for the PPE, we've got a variety of resources. So I would highly recommend students using their knowledge organisers. All students have been provided with knowledge organisers. This will help them to revise for exam specific sort of terminology, etc., and the particular things that the exam boards are looking. I also recommend this revision guide. It is available on Parent Pay, so students are able to purchase that and use that. We've also given students a personal learning chart in which they can rate themselves red, amber, green on how confident they are. This does cover the entire specification for both Unit 1 and Unit 2, so they can look at areas themselves to see where they feel confident but also where they might want to focus their studies. In addition to that, I recommend revision cards. I think they are a really good way of students actually testing what they know, because simply reading revision guides and answering them doesn't necessarily let students know whether they can actually remember particular certain parts of knowledge. Also, I'd recommend timed questions, particularly for 9-mark questions. The exam papers have 3 mini case studies in them per exam paper, and on each of those there will be a 9-mark question, so an essay type question. Students also have grading grids for 9-mark questions glued into their exercise books, so they're able to see exactly what skills are needed and where the marks are allocated, so they know how many analysis, evaluation and context and knowledge and understanding marks are allocated for each. This will help them, if they use that and use it under time conditions, to improve their exam technique. Lastly, I would also recommend that students practice reading the case studies and highlighting for context. Context is really important in this exam because they want to be able to see that students can apply their knowledge within the context of the scenario. So for example, if we're looking at ownership, sometimes an advantage might be not an advantage within a particular scenario. They're looking for students to be able to take the right knowledge and apply it in the correct way. So highlighting is also a really good way of doing that. We're also offering some booster sessions. These are going to be live sessions on Teams after school. They start next Thursday, the 15th, and it will be at 4:30. This will be put on Show My Homework with the link for students to log into. It is voluntary, but we will also record the session. I'm aware some students don't get home from school early enough, so they will be able to get those revision sessions available on the recording after. The revision sessions are all going to be based on Unit 2 because that's what students studied last year, and they might not have be as familiar with that because it's last year's content rather than this year's content. So it's just to give them a boost before the PPE exams. Thank you.